Hi everyone, my name is Tamar. I'm with Natural Pilates TV, and today we are going to do a 10-minute ab workout, and all you need is a ball, and it's going to be suitable for all levels. So let's get started. We're going to lay onto our backs, and you're going to place the ball under your sacrum. So you're just going to lift up into a little bridge, and then that ball is going to go under your tailbone. And we're going to start with some toe taps here, working the lower abdominals. So you're going to place that ball under your sacrum. Your arms can stay down on the mat. You're going to bring one leg to tabletop, and then your other leg will float up to your tabletop. You're going to find that imprinted spine connection into your abdominals, and then on that inhale, prepare. On the exhale, you're going to begin to lower just the right leg down, and then you lift it back up. Like you're gliding through mud, nice and slow, resisting gravity, and then you pull it up. So you can connect your breath here. You can either inhale to lower and exhale to lift, or you can exhale as you lower and inhale as you lift. I like to exhale, lower, inhale to lift. Good. We're going to go for 10 more here, lowering down, squeeze and lift for 10. Feeling that right side oblique working here for 9. Lower down, squeeze and lift for 8. Like you're gliding through that mud for 7. Lower down, squeeze and lift for 6. Just warming up those abdominals here for 5. Lowering down and lifting for 4. Lower, squeeze and lift for 3. Lower down, squeeze and lift for 2. And 1, back to your tabletop. Now just that left leg is going to lower down like it's gliding through mud, and then you lift for 10. Good. Squeeze and lift. Good. Find that connection into your breath. Try to connect deeper into your core. Good. Let's go for our last 10 here. Squeeze and lift for 10. Good. Lower down. Exhale. We lift for 9. Lift for 8. Resisting gravity as you lower for 7. Lower for 6. Good. Try to squeeze deeper into your core. Every exhale. Last 4. For 3. Lower and lift for 2. And last one, you're going to come back to your tabletop. You're going to hold it there. Now we're going to toe tap both legs. So double leg toe tap. I like to keep my knees a little open. It's a little nicer on those hip flexors. So I connect my heels together, open my knees shoulder width apart. And now we're going to just lower down here, squeeze and lift. Maintaining that imprinted spine. You're squeezing your core, lowering down and lifting up. Lower, and lift. Good, let's go for 10 more here. Squeeze to lower, and lift. Good, last 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back into your tabletop. We're going to go into a single leg stretch from here. So you're going to extend just that right leg out and then back to tabletop, alternating sides. See how low you can get that leg, staying connected into those abdominals. Squeeze and extend. Exhale to extend that leg. Inhale to pull it in. Good, let's go for 10 more. Squeeze and extend for 10. For 9. Extend out for 8. For 7. For 6. Exhale for 5. For 4. For 3. Connecting your breath to your movement for 2. On 1, let's hold that left leg extended. We're going to draw little circles for 5. Little circle for 4. Circle for 3. Circling in for 2. And 1. Let's reverse the circle for 5. Circle 4. Circle 3. Circle for 2. And 1. Back to tabletop. Extend that right leg out. Hold it there. Little circles in for 5. Circle in for 4. For 3. 2. Squeeze. 1. Reverse for 5. Circle for 4. Circle for 3. Circle 2. And 1. Back to tabletop. And now double leg extension. We're going to extend both legs out. Inhale to bend. Exhale to press. Inhale and exhale. Let's go for 9 more. Squeeze for 8. Squeeze the core. For 7. Exhale for 6. Exhale for 5. Good. Squeeze, press away. 4. For 3. Press out for 2. On 1, both legs extend. We hold that extension. Draw little circles in for 5. Circle in for 4. Squeeze those abdominals. 3, 2. Reverse for 5. Pointing through those toes for 4. Rotate 3. Circle 2. And 1. Back to tabletop. You can set your feet down onto the mat. We're going to take that ball from underneath us. And we're going to hold the ball into our hands. You're going to lift your legs straight up to the sky here. We're going to go into some crunches. So as you crunch, we're going to open those legs wide, reaching that ball long. Exhale, you're going to crunch through those legs. Inhale, you lower, you bring those legs together. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, lower. Let's go for 10. Head crunching up for 9. Crunch up for 8. Exhale, 7. Good. Moving those ribs to your pelvis for 6. Squeezing those inner thighs together for 5. Exhale, 4. For 3. Good. Exhale for 2. And 1. Good. We're going to go all the way down here. And now we're going to start to scissor the legs. So you're going to lower the left leg and then back up and then the right leg. Just with the legs here to start. We're going to go for 5. Good. For 4. Lower down, lift for 3. Lower down and lift for 2. On 1, we're going to continue with those legs and we're going to add a rotation as we crunch up towards that lifted leg, lowering the opposite leg. For 10, alternating rotation. For 9, squeeze and rotate for 8. For 7, if it's too much on the hip flexors, you could also just keep those legs bent and extend one leg out as you rotate. Good, let's go for 5 more. Exhale for 4. Squeeze for 3. For 2. And 1. Make sure you're even on both sides. And then we'll come back in. And now we're going to go into another variation. So you're going to lift your legs all the way up. We're going to reach the legs out, reach the arms away. And now we're going to pass the ball in between those ankles. Reach those arms, reach those legs. Let's do 10. Reaching away for 9. Trying to keep that back as imprinted as you can for 8. Good. Reaching away, squeeze for 7. You can also keep those legs bent here for a little more beginner. 6, for 5, reach for 4, reaching away for 3, exhale for 2, and last one, and take a little rest. Woo! Did you guys feel that? That burns. All right, from here, we're gonna go into some ball crunches. So we're gonna come to sit. You're gonna bring that ball behind your mid back. So around the middle back here is gonna be a nice, comfortable spot. If you have any back sensitivity or you're more beginner, you could always move the ball a little higher to make it easier. If you'd like more challenge, you can bring that ball a little bit lower down. So the legs are gonna be bent and they're gonna be on the mat. So for more beginner, you can reach your arms forward. More intermediate, you can take those arms across your chest, and then more advanced, you'll bring those hands behind your head. Take an inhale, little tuck of the tailbone here, imprinting your back. On that exhale, we're coming into a spinal flexion. So you're trying not to lift off the ball, you're trying to press into the ball as you crunch forward. You're moving your rib cage down towards your pelvis. Good, inhale to lower, exhale to crunch. Inhale, you lower, exhale, crunch it up. Good, every time you exhale through your mouth, like you're blowing up birthday candles. Nice smooth exhale. Let's go for 5. Good, inhale, lower. Exhale, crunch for 4. Squeeze, crunch up for 3. Good, for 2. On this last one, we're gonna hold the crunch. We're gonna begin to lift one knee up for a little march, and you're gonna pulse towards that knee, and then alternate sides, trying to find that stability in your hips. Good, squeezing your core to stabilize you here. Let's go for 8 more. Squeeze and lift for 8. For 7. Squeeze, lift for 6. Exhale for 5. Good, we crunch up for 4. Exhale for 3. Trying not to use your neck here. Try to move with the core. Good, on this last one, let's lift that right leg to tabletop. Hold it there. We're gonna begin to rotate from here. So you're gonna lower that leg down, and then that exhale, you rotate towards that right leg. You're toe tapping that leg down, you lift it up. For more beginner, maybe just keep that leg in tabletop. Rotate. Good, let's go for 8 more. Squeeze and rotate for 8. Exhale for 7. Squeezing that right side oblique for 6. Exhale for 5. Squeeze, rotate for 4. Exhale 3. For 2. On 1, find that deep rotation, hold it there. Just that leg is gonna lower down and lift for 5. Squeeze and lift for 4. Squeeze, lift for 3. Exhale, lift for 2. On 1, hold that leg lifted. Give me a little pulse up and down, holding that rotation. Up, down, move the rib cage to those hips for 10. Pulse at 9, for 8. Pulse 7, pulse for 6. Exhale for 5. Pulse for 4, for 3. Pulse for 2. And 1. Nice work. Moving on to that other side, you're gonna lift that left leg to tabletop. Hands in whatever variation you chose. You could also hold onto that thigh if you need some more support. Exhale, we're gonna rotate. Inhale, we toe tap. Exhale, we lift and twist. Let's go for 10. Bringing that right shoulder towards that left hip. For 8. Rotate for 7. Rotate 6. for 5. Big exhale for 4. Exhale, rotate 3. For 2. On 1, we're gonna hold that rotation and now just find that lower and lift in that tabletop leg for 5. Find that isometric hold. Can you squeeze deeper into your oblique for 4? 3, lift. 2. On 1, hold that leg lifted, and we're gonna pulse up here for 10. Pulse up for 9. For 8. For 7. Pulse up 6. For 5. Pulse for 4. 3. 2. And 1. Nice work. You can open those arms, stretch back on that ball. Oh, feels nice. You take a little roll up and down. Good. And then we'll move on to our next exercise. We're gonna finish with a side plank using the ball. So you're gonna meet me on your side onto the forearm. The ball's going under the left hand. So you can either stay on your knees for a modified plank on the knees, or if you're coming into your full plank, you're gonna look like this. You're pressing out of that bottom shoulder. Pressing into the ball, we're just gonna lift and lower the hips here for 10. Squeezing that bottom oblique for 9. Squeeze and lift for 8. Pressing into that ball to lift for 7. Squeeze and lift for 6. Exhale for 5. Squeeze, lift for 4. Lift for 3. Squeeze, lift for 2. On 1, hold that lift. You're gonna lengthen that ball up to the sky. We're just gonna rotate under for thread the needle for 10. Rotate under, maybe you lift those hips for 9. If you're on your knees, it just looks like this for 8. Good, rotate under 7. Exhale 6. Good, rotate under for 5. Good, little lift for 4. Exhale for 3. Don't sink into that shoulder. Exhale for 2. And last one. And done. Other side to finish. Coming onto that left forearm. Either staying on the knees for that modified knee plank, or that front leg is, your front leg is forward, back leg is back. You're gonna lift that arm nice and tall, you're gonna press that arm down into the mat, and we're gonna begin to lift up and down. Squeeze, lift, press into the ball for 10. For 9. Pressing out of that bottom shoulder for 8. Lift for 7. Lift 6. For 5. Lift for 4. Squeeze and lift for 3. Exhale for 2. And 1, going into our thread the needle, lift that ball up. Exhale, rotate under. Maybe you lift those hips for 10. Squeeze, lift for 9. For 8. Rotate for 7. Rotate for 6. Exhale for 5. Last 4. For 3. 2 more. And last one. And done. Nice work, you guys. And that concludes our 10-minute ab workout for today. I hope you guys felt the burn. And if you liked this workout, please comment below and like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.